Hey everyone, I just hit 18,000 days in my almost 5-year long hardcore Minecraft world, so I thought today would be the perfect time to give you a tour. The last tour that I did was at 15,000 days and then 10,000 days before that, so you're welcome to check those out too, and I'll have links in the description. As this video is mostly going to be focused on some of the newer builds that I've done. And this was all actually recorded live, so it might be a bit longer than usual, but I hope you enjoy. Hello, welcome everybody. We just recently hit 18,000 days in the world. It was raining yesterday, so I didn't want to do the tour, but 18,000 days, and I have not done a world tour since 15,000 days, okay? Since 15,000 days. So, we haven't done a tour since 15,000 days, so we're going to do a little world tour right now, showing everything that I've pretty much done from, I guess, 15,000 days all the way to 18,000 days. So, let's get into it. All right, so if you guys have been here recently, you'd probably know the main project that I was working on, or was our ancient city transformation project. So basically, we took an ancient city and I'm trying to transform it into a fantasy themed kingdom. Now, I have never done a fantasy themed build before, so this was a first. This was the first time I was working with basically color in general. If you see a lot of my world, there's not a lot of color. It's all very neutral. So this was fun. This was fun to try out a bunch of different things. And yeah, so this is the project, and I'm gonna kind of show you what we got going on in here. Now, the main kind of idea was that this crystal, this is actually a nether portal as well, but this crystal was going to power the magic throughout the project kind of thing. So just keep that in mind. That's why we kind of have the crystals cracking through the whole walls everywhere. We also have little, I don't know, little amethyst pieces everywhere, which I thought was kind of cool. Recently, I haven't done too much work on the castle. I don't think anything has probably changed since the last stream. I also unfortunately forgot to add connected textures, so my glass is gonna look a little bit like this right now. So nothing has changed with the castle. It still remains here, completely uneven. So I did have this mud farm, so I have a brand new mud farm that I can use here, which is good because I use a lot of mud for all of my pathing. So that mud farm is just kind of in this little building here, which none of these buildings are really finished yet, which I'll still have to do that, including some of the little mushroom huts as well. But this is my 2-tall flower farm, which I think I might have shown before, but this flower farm basically just gives me a lot of flowers that I can use for this entire project because I place a lot of them all over the place. And then this area I've worked on recently too. So we actually just finished this the other day. Just kind of adding some more detail into these little walkways. And then also we have this back area, which I also started detailing about a week ago now. Just trying to finalize this section. So we have a bunch of kind of little detailed things here. We still have a lot to do in it. This project is definitely not done, but we are going to shift focus to a different project for the beginning of the year. We actually have my drowned farm. So this, again, still needs more detail, but I'm actually very happy with how this is turning out. This is the little drowned farm, which actually also has it's automatic, but it does have a little manual killing chamber so that I can also get tridents and copper. So that's pretty nice as well, because before that I had it fully automatic, and then I decided to kind of give a killing chamber as well, so that if I wanted to try and get some copper and some tridents, we had the opportunity to kind of do that. So yeah, so that's that little farm. I don't think any are coming down right now. Nope, none are coming down right now. Oh, kidding. I did not see him. What the heck? Okay, if you come over here, we just have a little marketplace area where I did add a couple of villages so I can trade with them. Mostly these guys trade me campfires is the main thing that I'm kind of buying. I use a lot of campfires, as you can see. I use them for a ton of chimneys. Same with yeah, literally all of these have little chimneys, so I use those for that. And then what else did we kind of do recently in here? Oh, I added a little tower. Oh, this one is cool because this is also going to be a little farm as well. So when you come into this tower, I now have an access way to another geode that we have right under here. So I think we might do some little piston breaking situation where I can literally just stand up here, press a button, and it activates the pistons to break some of the amethyst, so we can get some amethyst shards that way, because I build with a lot of amethyst in this project. And then another thing, which is probably one of the first like organic kind of looking builds that I've done. I have never really built organically. This was very new for me, but we also worked on these butterflies, which this was a silverfish that was kind of an inside joke that was here for a very long time. And then I put wings on it to make it look like a little butterfly. So yeah, this was nothing was planned in advance. We just went with it, and I think it actually turned out really good. Like for my first organic build, my first like animal build, I guess you could say, or insect build, I think that's pretty cool. Oh, and then obviously the last other thing that I worked on a lot up here was this section. Oh my gosh, yeah, I have another butterfly there. And so this section up here was kind of something that we did. So I have this building where we have the, let's see, we have this map. So this is a map of like the overview of the project, including all of this, which is going to be decorated as well. And then we added this bridge. I added a little dripstone, not dripstone, I always say that, a little drip leaf. And then I have this building, which I think eventually might turn into like a little mini storage building, or like where I kind of keep some of my storage, like kind of like a little, I don't know, like loading dock or something. And then this guy, I found another mob with diamond, so he has little diamond boots on, so I trapped him in there for now. And then this boat, which took me way too long. This boat took me literally like 4 hours to build. I winged it again. This was the first like bigger boat. This is probably like the biggest boat other than the yacht that I've built. But I did have like a reference image for the yacht. For this, we just completely winged it again. So this took me like a lot longer than it probably should have, but it was a fun experience, and the sails were what took the longest time. I still don't think they look right, but we tried, man. I wasted way too much time on those sails. And then just started doing a little bit of water decoration. So we have some little lotuses and some lily pads and just some cutesy little stuff around. And I think the last newer thing, I'm pretty sure, is like, well, yeah, this little mini castle replica we have here. And then this area up here too. So this section, I just added finally some detailing to it. It was just like chilling here, plain for the longest time. So I finally detailed this. The inside of this building doesn't have much going on, but yeah, I kind of have another little tower, which is actually where I'm keeping the majority of my storage right now. So this is kind of where I have all of my little colored shulker boxes for building. So just kind of the same, whatever colors I need to build with, I have all of those there. Also, this creeper farm works amazingly. I've hid it inside of here. And so yeah, this is the creeper farm. It's giving me a lot of gunpowder, which is awesome. That's kind of the newer stuff that I've built in the ancient city project so far. There's still a lot more to do. Oh, this thing too. I finally like added a lot more detailing to the back here. So these glowberries I all added, these like bigger glowberries, and then also this rock wall. I wanted it to look like a rock arch, but consisting of like many boulders. So I built all these boulders to try and like make it look like an arch, and I think it's okay. I think it looks a lot better than it did, at least. So yeah, that is that. Now we're going to sleep, and then I'll show you all of the other things that we did. Alrighty, so in order to get out of this project, we have a nether portal right here, or we have our main ancient city portal, which I actually converted to look like a nether, well, it is a nether portal. So when you come through the nether portal, or the ancient city portal, for example, is new. So this area here, I finally worked on because I was not happy with the entrance. The entrance used to be up here. So this little platform used to be the entrance to the project, and just every time I was like glitching and like falling through here. It just was not safe at all. So I decided to kind of decorate this little portal now to look like an ancient city portal, but actually be the entrance to the ancient city project. So I built like a little warden head here. I made some like kind of ancient city inspired towers, which I think came out really nicely. They're not detailed yet, obviously. I kind of just don't unfinished things, as I'm sure you can see. I also want to add a bunch of like custom trees and things in here too. But yeah, this is kind of the entranceway. I have some little warden banners and some little, like, I don't know, skulk themed banners here. But I think all this came out really nice, and it's definitely much nicer than the entranceway that I had before, and it's also a lot safer. So this is all spawn proof. Not this section yet, but all of this whole walkway, all of this glass, that's all spawn proof. So no mobs can now like spawn in this like direct area, which has been a lot safer, which is nice. As for my nether transformation project, I really don't believe I've done anything different to it. So I do have like a complete separate video on this project if you guys want to check that out. But this project in itself hasn't had much work done other than us kind of going to be beginning to make a little nether portal highway thingy that's going to go through here, and that's going to lead us to our witch farm. So I am probably going to mine out a lot of this. We're going to make a whole new tunnel that's going to take us to our new witch farm that we're going to be starting, and that's going to be kind of our main project this year, I feel, or like within the next few months. Yeah, so I think that's the only newer thing that we've built here as far as I'm aware. Alright, so now heading on, one of my newer projects that I built was actually with the new update, so the 1.21 update, the trial keys and trial chamber update. With this one, I actually built really quickly. We kind of got this up, but through here, I have another little nether highway, which as you can see is all very copper themed. And this actually takes us to our trial key farm, slash breeze farm, that kind of thing as well. So, yeah, so when you come through here, this little portal, this is one of my newest projects that I've been working on that actually is going to be quite, I wouldn't say mega build, but definitely a bigger build. It might end up being a mega build. I don't know. It depends how much we do at the top with it, the top of it. But I pretty much mined out this whole trial chamber. And so here's like all the spawners, and I'm pretty much planning on turning it all into like an automatic, basically automatic, trial key chamber or farm. So whenever the mobs, spawn, they should spawn in this dedicated area. Hang on, let's see. So this is a breeze farm as well. There we go. So then you can just kill the mobs. A lot of them are going to die automatically, like this one. Those ones all die automatically. Obviously, you have to have it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you see that? So they just spawn in. They just instantly die. This was actually our own kind of design. Like, this is not a tutorial or anything that I've seen anywhere. We actually just brainstormed and worked through this for quite a while, right? Like, we were working on this for a little bit to kind of figure out how we wanted to build this. But yeah, so this is all automatic, and then as soon as the key pops out, anyway, and then whatever item comes through, this is where all the loot lands. So yeah, this is what we've got going on for this project. So I am planning on turning this area into a sci-fi themed laboratory, and so all of these different trial kind of keys, you know, farms going to turn into like little experiments that we have throughout the project. But this is what it looks like. So I think it looks pretty cool. The overall kind of like design of this, not something that I've ever really done before. This as well took a very long time to complete, like trying to figure out a design, because this is a very large area. So trying to like work with glazed terracotta is always a challenge because it's directional. And then I'm kind of going with the sci-fi theme. So this is all going to be transformed in like into a big sci-fi themed laboratory, and I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for this project. But yeah, we kind of was working on that as soon as the trial chamber update came out right away. Because that was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of like new and interesting. So yeah, that was this project. So a lot of you guys probably haven't seen this yet because I haven't really been working on it all that much. But yeah, I got a lot of copper obviously from mining out this whole thing. And then we just have a bunch of other spawners that we're either gonna, some of them I might break, like a few of these, they're in the way, so I don't fully know what I'm doing with them yet. But yeah, that'll be interesting. Oh, what's in here? Ooh, okay. I was thinking like a rack of test tubes, and that's going to be how you enter, like in through a gigantic test tube, and there's going to be all like big like potion bottles and things all around it. I think that's going to be pretty cool. But that's kind of my plan for that area. Now, after we head through here, I'm actually not going to go to my overworld right now. I'm going to show you this because I did work on some new nether highways. So this is like a new end themed highway, which is just like obviously all end themed, and it's going to eventually look like this. I just have not finished the detailing yet, obviously, as you can see, but I actually really like this. I think it's kind of subtle, but it's cute. Like, I don't know, it looks kind of cool. So anyway, that is my new nether highway design. And as you come through, we now have my end project, which I did do some work to this recently. So one thing that we actually did go back and do, because all of my spawn proofing was like entirely destroyed, but I added a bunch of waterlogged grass here. So this whole entire direct perimeter, it's not entirely done. A lot of this like a lot of this kind of area that's all steps and things like that took a little bit longer because the edges, I needed to hide the edges. And so these are all waterlogged stairs, which that took a long time to do. So yeah, I had to do a bunch of waterlogged stairs, but now the Endermen should not be able to spawn or teleport to anywhere in this vicinity. So that did make my farm work a lot faster. I'll kind of show you how this works. So this works a lot better now, like a ton better. And I don't really use this farm a lot. I feel like there's just other quicker ways for me to get XP, like villager trading and things like that. Hoping none of them are mad at me. I really don't want to get like pushed into the void or anything. Is our red dome project, which I think the only newer thing that I've built in here is probably some of the area. I don't know when I built this. I'm not sure if I went over this in my 15,000 day world tour, but this is my weeping vine farm. So every time these grow past this level, the observer recognizes that, breaks them, and then we end up getting a bunch of weeping vines, which this chest is almost full. But yeah, so we have a weeping vine farm in here, and then over here is my lava farm. So here's where I have all of my dripstone lava farm, which I can just basically grab a bunch of lava buckets for, because I needed a lot of lava buckets to decorate the outside of this. And then I just have the beginning of like a little ruined city kind of thing going on here. I do have a lot of work to do for this area because every block needing to be spawn proof was kind of difficult. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do, like how I want to theme it and how I want to kind of decorate it and build it, because it needing to be spawn proof is like very difficult. But yeah, so that is my little red dome project, and then this is obviously without connected textures. This looks actually mental. Like, what? Look at all the glass. You say little a lot. I know I say little a lot. Like, yeah, look at this little dome. Yeah, here's my little dome. But I know I say little so much. And yeah, this is the lovely large dome, which is my first mega build that I ever completed. Alrighty, so now we're gonna head back. There's actually one thing I forgot to show, and that was all the new farms that we built in the ocean monument. So now we're going through again. Oh boy, hello. And this is my ocean monument project, where I transformed an ocean monument to look like the shape of Australia and drained that out. And then inside of it, nothing really changed with like the actual exterior of the build at all. But this just has obviously the Guardian Farm inside of it, which has been really nice because I build with a lot of prismarine. So yeah, that's been really nice. But the newer edition actually is down here. This is the newer edition, so I ended up just building underground a little bit. And this actually has my new sea pickle farm in it, which is great because again, I build with a ton of sea pickles. So this has the sea pickle farm, and then down here we have the kelp farm. So this just, yeah, kind of gives us regular kelp. This also gives us regular kelp, and then this one is attached to an auto smelter, and that's giving us dried kelp, which then I eventually want to auto craft to be I eventually want to auto-craft it to be kelp blocks, and then that's what I end up just using, you know, as smelting materials. And I'm glad I was able to add a little bit more something to this project, because right now all it has is the Guardian Farm inside. So it was nice to add a couple more things in there, which I thought fit kind of like water-themed wise. So yeah, so that's that, and then a couple of other things we did in our overworld. Those are most of the mega projects you've just seen. This project, okay, yeah. I haven't showed you this one yet. So this is my skeleton farm, and this is a project that we worked on for last year's Halloween. So the initial skeleton farm. I did not have a skeleton spawner farm yet, so I managed to build one of those. So it just uses one of the spawners. And then this is where my skeletons spawn. And then this last year's Halloween project, so like 2024 Halloween, I ended up adding all of this to it. So this big room, I ended up expanding this. This is also, you know, some little celebratory things we did from the Halloween stream. I kind of reworked this collection center a little bit. So now you head down here to access the storage for that farm. Which is, yeah, pretty... I still really like this building. I think it was kind of fun to work on. I love the bedrock here. And yeah, this little hallway I think looks nice too. And then this is all the banners that people won from the Halloween stream. Same with like all through here. So we have all these banners. And then this is the newest edition. This is our little, from our Halloween stream. And then this is what's it called? The Stray Farm. So basically how this works is it's a skeleton spawner, but when the skeletons spawn, they end up falling through this this snow block, so this powdered snow, and they turn into strays. And then that way we're also getting a lot of the arrows of slowness. So I think that's like the only additional thing they give is the arrows of slowness. But just having, you know, an extra way to grab a bunch of bows and things is awesome, because then that way we're getting still a lot more armor, a lot more bows, and we can use all of those bows. We can use all those bows to craft into dispensers, which is nice as well. So yes. Yeah, so they're all gonna filter through the powdered snow. There we go. And then they just turn into lovely little strays, which is great. How good's that? And then yeah, just a nice little extra farm. I mean, I'm trying to build like every farm in the game. I know that's crazy. There's like thousands, literally thousands, but we're slowly making progress on it. And this is one that I thought would be fun to do for Halloween. So there we go. Yeah, so they all turn into strays. And show you the things in the overworld. There wasn't a whole bunch of new things in the overworld, I don't think. Oh, the tropical fish farm area as well. That's new. Okay. So, a lot has changed with the base area in general. I will say a lot has like been building up in comparison to the earlier days of this world. A lot more has been done, which is just, I don't know, kind of exciting, because this was just my initial, like, I spawned right there. Like, my spawn is somewhere right here. So to know that this whole area is just so original, but I managed to do so much with it already, and there's still a lot more I need to do in here, but it's building up so much, and I'm, like, very happy with how it's all turning out. I added in a bunch of, like, colored little mushrooms recently to add a little more. I said little so many times. Oh my gosh. To add a bit more color. And those are, you know, turning out nicely. We still have this golem problem. Yeah, we have a very popular celebrity status zombie villager over there, which, yes, he has a lot of fans swarming around him, but he's just nice and safe inside of this gate. But they just keep spawning and spawning. It's wild. But yeah, a new area that we built here is some of these buildings. So I did want to make this area feel more like a little town. And so this area is all new. When you come inside of here, I now have my armorers. So this is a little armor room, which I just have some sets of armor. And these guys sell every single trade. That's another thing that we did recently within the last 1,000 days. Was I managed to collect every single villager trade in the game, which is huge. There's going to be a video coming out on that too. And then in this building here, I have some farms. So here I have my cocoa bean farm. And then here I have my glowberry farm. So those are just nice if ever we need extra. Just say I'm like really needing brown dye for banners or for, you know, concrete, whatever. We can, you know, easily get a lot of that. And then I also decorate with a lot of glowberries. So getting a few here is kind of nice as well. And then this last building is my weaponsmith area. And they sell us every single weapon trade. And then this room, I guess, as well, has had a bit of a makeover. This is our storage for all of our, basically, like, all of our rainbow-colored blocks. So we managed to get every single banner trade, wool trade, carpet trade, dye trade, everything. We collected every single villager trade, which was very tedious but very useful resource to have, because yes, building, especially when you're building like huge colorful projects, being able to have access to everything is so nice. And then yeah, I just have storage for all of my glass, my dye. We have our little extra trades here. Some of the banners that I've created, just like put some of them on display up there. But yeah, I have lots of banners. We have some more storage here for glass panes, colored banners, and then down here is where all of our concrete storage is, terracotta storage. So it's quite a lot. This building, I'm very happy we did. I needed finally to have a space for this stuff, so that made a gigantic difference, which was awesome. Okay, so other than that, another thing that we did, oh, my storage room. Okay, now this is how big the storage room is. So I finally finished decorating the roof. I just added like a little geode in here. Yeah, kind of decorated this up, and I think it looks really nice. So every level now has different things that we're storing. I also added all the new pale wood in here, so that's all ready to go. We got creaking hearts, all the logs, everything, all the eye blossom flowers, so all that stuff, pretty cool. Then I added space for coral, dried coral, prismarine, sand, red sand, all of the lighting blocks, all of our end related blocks. Thing can be auto sorted, which is pretty nice. We have our other newest, well, I wouldn't really say newest farm. I've had this for a while, but we kind of redecorated it so that it was a lot bigger. This is actually a specific bamboo farm now, because obviously now that bamboo wood has been added to the game, it's a lot easier to get wood that way. So being able to craft bamboo into bamboo planks or use it for sticks, for example, it's so nice. I also just have this auto crafting directly from bamboo into bamboo blocks, which again is just good for storage and things, and a lot easier to convert that way as well. So yeah, so that is our lovely bamboo farm, and then I separated it. So now it used to be a combined, so this area up here, this clock tower, used to be both a sugarcane farm and a bamboo farm. What the heck am I hearing? What are you shooting at? Are you trying to shoot that at me? Okay, anyway, this used to be both bamboo and sugarcane, but this one has now just completely turned to sugarcane, and I've separated them. So, oh my gosh. Okay, that was a little bit scary. So now when you come over here, I'll actually show the Amethyst Farm area. So a couple of new buildings that I've created in this area. This has kind of had a lot more kind of detailing. This area is being built up a lot more. This building right here is my cartography villager building. So as you can see by the maps, these guys sell also every banner type, but then just like all of the map types, compasses, paper, whatever. And this guy sells an item frame, and this guy sells an item frame. So I only have 2 villagers that sell item frames, but item frames I use a lot. Every single Fletcher trade, which this building detail wise is not looking too great, but I'm just so happy that we collected every single arrow type. This building right here actually has, as you can maybe tell by the theming, this has my geode inside of it. So when you come inside, down here, I have a couple of geodes actually. And if we head down, I kind of did decorate it. I started decorating it. It's another thing that's going to probably take a while, but I'm going to have another automatic geode farm in here too. And this is my tropical fish farm. So every time I see a new tropical fish, I catch it, and then the rest you can, you know, just kill or whatever. So that's going to be a full like automatic farm as well. One newer thing that I've started working on is redoing every single zoo exhibit. So right now we have my wolf exhibit where I collected all of the new wolf colors. So if you know, in one of the newer updates, we actually have a bunch of new wolf types. So I managed to collect, well, that's a llama who's being very, very bandit-like right now. Oh my gosh. And then we have, I may have shown this at 15,000 days. This one's been here for a while since the Trails and Tales update. But I built a sniffer farm, which is fully automatic. And then we have my armadillos over here too, which is gonna eventually be a farm too. And then the last one we have is my mushroom area. So we added another little garden for all of my, again, the llamas have kind of broken free and they've started walking all about, so just don't mind that. But This has all of my mushrooms in it. And I really like how this turned out as well. This walkway you come through, you see another view. It's almost like you're in the exhibit, you know. So you come through here, you have another view, and this actually then connects to the storage for all of the sniffer farm materials. And then this is the fox exhibit. So I finally added one of these. So we have like some little fox runs, you know, they can run around and go up here and do whatever. They usually just sleep all the time. They usually find like little corners, and yeah. There's one sleeping here. We have one all curled up over there. And then this is actually a... Where's the fox? Here he is. Okay. He's kind of sleeping right now, but this is the sweetberry farm. And I can't, you know, this obviously gives us all, that's actually a lot, gives us a lot of sweet berries, which are good for trading. But my museum project, which is again a pretty big build that I have been working on for quite a while now, one of the newest things that we've introduced is a new channel point redemption. So if you are following the purple app stream, which most of you guys are here right now, that are watching this live, but this is my newest viewer redemption, which is the faction attraction, where basically we have 4 different attractions. We have the tropical faction, the arctic faction, the lush faction, and the elegant faction, which this is all going to go to a bit of lore in my world. So this is we have the tropical faction here, which is just kind of like, you know, tropical, sunny, watery, kind of beachy themed attractions. So we have some people in here that have redeemed it, and then we have the arctic faction, which is obviously snowy, and oh yeah, we have a little mascot down there too, and people can add banners and flower pots and like kind of redeem all this stuff as time goes on. Anyway, we have the elegant faction, which I really like. This one, this is probably I really like this one. It's cute. And we have the alleys back there, and we've got a lot of banners in here. You guys have done a pretty good job at redeeming a bunch of banners, but I still have to finish some armor. But this is this attraction. And then we also have the lush faction, which is the kind of jungly themed biome, which has a little parrot as a mascot. So yeah, so that's the faction attraction that people can redeem. That's a good way to like get yourselves in the world if you guys want. That's one of the exhibits. One of the other new exhibits that we've done is the trial chamber exhibit. And this is where I display... Okay, yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm trying to collect a stack of every item in the game, or every stackable item in the game. So I needed a place to display all of my copper and heavy cores and just all of the things that I found from the trial chamber. So we're going to have like ominous keys, trial chamber keys. We have breeze rods. What is this called again? Wind charges. And then every single copper type in both oxidized and unoxidized versions of them. What is it when you lock it in? Waxed. Sorry, waxed and regular of all oxidization types. So we have quite a bit. And then this kind of looks like a little trial chamber. Tried to make a mini replica of it. And then we have a big trial key that you can go through here. So yeah, so that is one of the newer exhibits too, which probably won't look so good without connected textures. Yeah, but this is the end exhibit, which I think I showed in my last video, I hope. And this is one of the other newer exhibits that I've created, and this is our deep dark exhibit. And so this has a stack of all of our little deep dark related things. So skulk and shriekers and soul related blocks and recovery compasses. We have echo shards as well. So yeah, this one took a little bit. Also very bougie. We're decorating with beacons for funsies. Yeah, so that is the last exhibit. And then now that it's nighttime, I'm going to go and show you the newest build that I have worked on. And that is the Resin Farm. So again, the creaking just got added in the brand new 1.21.4 update, where we have the creaking heart, we have resin, and this is a little resin farm that I built. So when you come inside, we have the creaking mobs, and every time I hit the creakings, it spawns resin over here on these logs, and so I end up with a bunch of resin, which is honestly so awesome. And it's very nice just to be able to collect resin kind of at my base if I need it, without having to go all the way back to a pale garden because, yeah, pale gardens are... I had to travel roughly 5,000 blocks out, I believe, in order to find the pale gardens. So, yeah, it's cool just to have one nearby. And, yeah, this just stacks up. Like, that was at 17, like 5 seconds ago, I think. But yeah, guys, I think that is all of the new things that I've built. If anyone thinks of anything else, let me know. I think I've shown everything. I mean, basically the majority. I'm sure I showed this haunted house area as well. But this is our graveyard. You can't really see the pixel art too well without connected textures. Actually, you kind of can. But yeah, I just have like a night sky build there. And then underneath, that's where the skeleton farm and the stray farm is. Yeah, I think that's everything, guys, that I've done. Now that we've officially hit 18,000 days, and that tour took me 6 days to do. So, yep. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's our little 18,000 day world tour. So if you have not seen a lot of the things that I've built in this world, now hopefully you have. And yeah, that's a lot of the updated stuff, and we are gonna now be starting on our newer project, which is getting ready for the witch farm. Thank you all so much for watching my 18,000 day world tour. This world is entirely streamed live, so if you want to see more of the progress, make sure you stop by. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.